Hi, welcome to YYOGA at Home. I'm Alison Klektau, and today I'm going to be taking you through a low lunge with a heart opening variation. Now, this is a beautiful shape that you can incorporate throughout the class, so it's definitely something you can warm up with and carry out throughout. With that said, to gain the most freedom within the shape, it's always nice to have a lot of hip opening, stretching through the quad, and core integration to help support you with the range of motion that is freely available to you. So to start, we'll set ourselves up with the left foot drawing forward. So finding yourself in a low lunge. Now, if your back knee is sensitive, do take padding and create a little bit more sense of support. So whether that's your mat, a towel, or a chip foam pad. Back toes can be tucked, and this creates a little bit more sense of stability. And if you do have any knee sensation, this can create an extra bit of support as you have something more to push down into. If you're choosing to work the foot pointed, just be mindful that your heel doesn't flop outward. So even though the foot is pointed, it is more active. I always like to recommend, and I do this myself, is starting with the toes tucked. And then once you feel stable and supported within the shape, if it's available to you, pointing the foot from there. And so from here, as I press down, I want to lift the chest up. Now, a lot of this is about your back leg creating space and your front leg creating stability. So I want to hug my left heel in, and as I do so, notice how the hip pulls back. Core is active, so there's that pull up from the pubic bone to belly button, sit bones lengthen down. And from there, I want to engage my right glute. From that engagement, I want to start to send the pelvis forward, so I'm opening through the back hip. Now, the tendency is if we overdo this, right, the hips might start to splay out. So I want to keep hugging that back, that front heel in. So it really becomes repetitive here. Left heel towards the back of the mat, core engage, right glute and get active, and then sinking deeper from there. So hug in, lift, and shift. From there, it's almost like suspenders at my hip bones, right? So I'm going to pull up and lift to lengthen. Now, one of the most accessible variations that I like to teach is hands behind the head. And this is really nice for those of us who tend to dump more into the neck. We're quite mobile into the cervical spine, right into the back of the neck, as well as where the mid-back and low back meet, so the thoracic and lumbar. And so with that said, it's nice to have the hands there as something to support and lean into. So the tendency I often see is people just draw their head back, but there's no opening of the chest here, right? I'm just crunching through the back of the neck. So with your hands behind you, you can keep your thumbs to the outside neck for more support. Hug your left heel in, engage the core, right glute active, and then as you start to press the hip bones forward, pull up towards the heart and let the head draw heavy into the hands. Yeah, and then again, inner thigh squeeze in, lift and lengthen, send the pelvis further forward, lift up and drop back. Now there's zero sensation in my low back here and into the back of the neck. They both feel, free of space, feels natural and easy. This might be where you stay. For those of you who feel they've got that sense of room to move into and you'd like to further explore, you can take your arms to your side like a cactus. And from here, as you squeeze your elbows in, you want to tilt the elbows forward, and then automatically as I send the pelvis forward, back of heart starts to lift. From here, you might choose to interlace the hands, shoulders draw back, elbows squeeze in, pelvis draws forward, lift up and lengthen, drop back. So the knuckles of my hands might start to draw towards the back of the leg, pulling towards the back edge of the mat. And then for those of you who have the space to do so, fingertips might start to draw it down. And you might use props here, right? So inner thighs hug in, pelvic floor lifts, lift up and lengthen, fingertips towards the earth. Now to come out from here, right? Once more, I might point the toe once I feel stable. I can tuck the back toe, belly button to spine, draw forward, take a moment to pause, release the head and let that go. I want to shift the weight back and send your foot behind you. And if you're flow with vinyasa, it might feel nice to take a vinyasa to flush that out. Otherwise, maybe a little brief child's pose, swaying through the hips. Give that a little shake out. And then we'll move on to the other side. So stepping your right foot forward. And you'll notice side to side, usually we're a bit more open on one side compared to the other. So just being mindful of that. As you're ready, root down, rise on up. Squeeze your thighs in, pelvic floor lifts, and then shift the pelvis forward. Yeah, now once more, you might choose to take your hands behind the head. A variation of the shape, and this is one that I sometimes offer in my hot classes, is you'll take the left hand behind the head, and then the right hand's gonna cross behind you. So either to the left side of the waist, the glute, or the thigh. So this is kind of a combination of all that we just worked towards. So I've got the left hand behind the head for more support, and then the right hand crossing back, external rotation of the upper arm bone so chest stays open. Now from here, maybe I stay exactly as I am. If I'm adding, inner thighs hug in, left glute engages, send the pelvis further forward, and then like the suspender, start to lift from the hip bones up to the heart, head is supported by the hand. This might be where you stay. If your neck feels supported, low back feels supported, you could play around with extending your left arm long. This is a lot more demanding for the shoulders, right? So you want to be mindful of that. Feel free to always go back to something if you try it out and you're like, that's not for me quite yet, that's okay. And then from here, some of you might have the capacity to start to walk the right hand down the back of the leg. So thighs squeeze in, left glute engages, pelvis draws forward, lift and lengthen. Then as you're ready, once more, you'll draw the belly button to spine, slowly rise on up, finding a moment to pause, and then you can release the head and letting that go. Then from here, sweeping your leg back once more. If you like vinyasa, down dog, or even just giving your hips a little circle, sway around, releasing anything to the hips there. Yeah. So there's lots of variations that you can play around with when it comes to low lunge with heart opening added on. Those are just a few of them. There's definitely more that are out there and available. When it comes to it, just be really mindful. You should be free of physical pain. So low back feels supported, neck feels supported, and your breath can remain a sense of ease. From there, other thing is just patience. Heart opening takes time. So with that, be kind to yourself. Work on your hip opening shapes, work on, opening through the psoas, hip flexors, the quads, as well as find that core integration, as that's what's going to create the sense of stability. With that said, hope this helps and have fun practicing. Thank you so much.